Welcome to pattern making class. I'm Annette Julie, and today we're going to be learning how to make a basic shirt sleeve. So here you see pattern making tools that you might or might not have at home. For instance, if you have some pattern making weights, that's great, but maybe you just have little cans to use. If you have a curve ruler, that would be wonderful. Some type of tape. A paper scissor, not a fabric scissor. I don't expect you to have an awl or a pattern notcher at home, but you might. And you're going to need a pencil and, of course, a ruler. This straight edge ruler works perfectly fine, but this is my favorite, the 2x18-inch clear plastic ruler. You're also going to need a sleeve block and some type of paper. I have some pattern making marking paper here. That's going to work perfect for our project. If you don't have that, maybe you have butcher block paper or brown wrapping paper or 8.5 by 11 Xerox paper that you can tape together. You can use tracing paper, tissue paper, lots of different things. So let's go ahead and start with our sleeve block. And we're going to draw a grain line down the middle so we can match it. So we're going to draw a grain line on our paper. There's the middle. Now let's go ahead and draw that the full length of that piece of paper. And I love this marking paper because it's really easy to draw straight lines with the numbers and the lines that are already there. Go ahead and pull out your sleeve block. You can give it some room. Let's go ahead and line up grain line to grain line. Move it over a little bit more on the bottom. Okay, it is ready to copy off. So go ahead and trace off your sleeve cap. This is the top portion near your shoulder. I just traced the front. Now we're on to the back. It has double notches for the back. Now we're going to trace off our underseam of our sleeve. And here we see a dart that we're going to get rid of. Tracing off our hem. And then back up our other underseam. Remove your pattern. You can always put a bicep line in. And there is the copy of our sleeve. So, like I said, we're making a basic shirt sleeve foundation. And we're going to do a few things to alter the sleeve to make it more of a shirt sleeve. We're going to drop down 1/2 inch, and here on the bicep line you're going to go out anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch on both sides. So extend the bicep line out. And like I said, you're going to go anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4. So that's one of the first changes that you're going to do. You need to grab now your curve ruler and we're going to draw a new line. We're going to blend this right back into the existing curve. So I blended it in above the notches. Blending in above the notches. And then I'm going to bring this out just a half of an inch. Up at the bicep. So this has gone down 1/2 inch, and here we're going to go out 1/2 inch on both sides. Like I said, you have an option, 1/2 inch, 3/4. Depends on if you want to alter your armhole of your bodice. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to straighten out that wrist. So here at the underseam that does not have the dart, this is the front. You're going to go ahead and square off the wrist opening. Now we can go ahead and connect lines from the bicep down to the new wrist opening. This is 9 3/4, so I'm happy to divide this in half and maybe just round that down a little bit. Let's go out 4 3/4. There's our new line. 4 3/4. Our new line. And there we are at 9 1/2 total. So we're not using that line anymore. Now, also, we've evened this out, but at the same time, we've extended up here at the bicep on both sides. So I'm going to add an additional 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to bring that line up to the bicep. And we're not using the inner line with the dart anymore, or this inner line, or that outer line. Now we can go ahead and add on to the back area. This is the back. This has double notches, so this is the back, this is the front. And we're going to add a little bit here, about 1 inch. And we're going to make a nice curve for the back of our sleeve coming back up to the front. We're also going to add a little slit in there as well. So let's go ahead and put that slit pretty much right in the middle of the seam. There we go, right in the middle of the sleeve there in the back. And I'm going to make that anywhere from 2 1/2, 3 inches long. We'll go for 3 inches. That is now going to be our slit, which would cut open and have a placket in there for people to be able to get in and out of the sleeve and have a little cuff. Now we're going to draw a nice curve for the bottom of our hem, and it's going to look something like this. We're going to start straight, and then we're going to come out to a curve and go curve for a while, then come back in slowly to the front. So this is more of a sharp S curve in the back. And then the front, it tapers all the way back in. So let's go ahead and true up that line. And whenever you're drawing a nice curved line, you always want it to be nice and fluid with no bumps. You have to flip that ruler back and forth several times to get a nice shape going on. That looks nice and continuous. Looks good. And then we're going to flip that around because we want that to end up being flat so it's easy to sew towards the underseam of the sleeve. And right here is where we cut for our slit. And this is our basic shirt sleeve. We would cut 2. Self means out of matching fabric. This is a size 8. You can put your name, the date. Okay, so we've got that nice curve going on. We're going to cut up there for the slit. Everything needs a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. And then we would also need to put a cuff on the bottom of this, which you can see in another video. You can then take this and put pleats in the back and open that up, and or shirring or what have you. We can style this basic shirt sleeve differently. So this is Annette, Julie, and thanks so much for watching my video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.